Good day everyone, this is JR and for today I'm going to give you a quick demo for our point of sale system. So to access our point of sale system, you have to log in to iAccs 2013 since our point of sale system is actually a module. It's integrated with our iAccs 2013. So as you can see in my screen, I am logging in with our iAccs 2013 and if you see these modules right here, the inventory and POS, this will be activated so that we can access our point of sale system. So let's start first with our inventory module. So in our inventory module, in here we can see our items, our list of suppliers, our purchase orders. We also have here our physical inventory, and we also have our stock transfers transaction. And in the transactions tab also we have our point of sales that we can open this one, and we also have here our receiving item and item out, and we also have our returns and other transactions, and we can also generate our sales summary report. So here in our lookup data, this is where we are going to categorize our products or our items. So we have here brand names, common names, item classes. So we have plenty of options to categorize our product so that if we're going to generate our reports, we can now extract reports according to what specific item class or what specific categories that we are looking for. Also in our tools, we also have here our commissions and overriding facility, and yeah, that's for our inventory. So let's try to look into our items profiling. So we also have to profile our items. So let's just for example, when we click on this product, we have 555 sardines. If you are going to look into it, we have here our barcode. We also have here our item ID and the description 1 and the receipt description. So description 1 is the actual description of the product, while the receipt description is a description that will be reflected in our receipt. We also have here our variants and the size, and we can also tag this item if it's status, disabled, or dormant. Since there are some products that are discontinued, so we can tag it as disabled, or yeah, something like that. We have here our details tab where we can put the details of each item. So we have here our bin location, the inventory item type if we have multiple item types. We also have here our brand, common name, as what I have mentioned earlier, the specific classification of the item. So for this one, we are just putting groceries because it's just a sample database. We can put whatever item class that we have. So let's say for example, this is a 555 sardines, we can put into canned sardines or according to brand, which is 555 na brand. Okay, and also we have here our pricing tab. So we have our average cost. So iAccs 2013 is using an average costing system. So iAccs 2013 automatically computes the average cost based on the transactions of a specific item. We can also input here our retail price, and we can also put our gross margin here. And we also have here our wholesale prices. So if someone will buy at a wholesale, so let's just set the amount or the price that will be applied for our wholesale, and then the minimum quantity trigger. So minimum quantity trigger means, let's say for example, if we set this one into 6, so if we are going to input 6 items, it will automatically apply the wholesale price amount. So it is up to us if we are going to implement this one or not, because not all items are available for a wholesale. So tax code, we also have here our tax code and the pricing matrix. So for our ordering, we have here our supplier name, the order cost, how much per item would cost if we are going to buy it from our suppliers. The order quantity, so we are going to set our order quantity so that if we are going to create a purchase order, it will automatically supply the number of items that we're going to order for that specific supplier. And also the reason why we are tagging this item into a specific supplier, because during the creation of our purchase order, if the product is tagged to a specific supplier, then if we create a purchase order and we look for the specific supplier, it will automatically load all the products that is tagged to our supplier, so that it will be easier for us to make our purchase orders for that specific supplier, because we're not going to enter every item that we are going to buy from the supplier. And the reorder quantity, the purpose of this one is that if ever that item that we are transacting will reach to the reorder quantity, so it will automatically prompt the user to order because it reaches the reorder quantity. So we have also here our transactions. Here we can see the details of the transactions. So let us say, for example, we are going to generate a transaction for this specific item. Let us enter the cutoff dates and let's click query. So here we have here the beginning quantity, we have here the receiving voucher for 100 items. It's in and out. So we can see here the movement of our items, and we can also print this one. So this is somewhat like our stock card in the system. So item transaction ledger, we can see here the ins and the out of the specific product. So we also have here our discount if these items are applicable for discounts. We have here preloaded, and if we also have here our other discount types, we can also input that one here. So that's for our item profiling. So let us try to make a purchase order so that we can move on to making also our receiving items. So if ever we're going to receive items, so we have to order first from our supplier. So let's try to make a purchase order. So let's click new. And as I have mentioned earlier, if you're going to search for the specific supplier, it will prompt us to load all those items that are tagged to the suppliers. If you click OK, we now have here the items that are tagged to that specific supplier. We have 2 items right here, and this quantity right here is the one that we have set in our order quantity in the item profile rather. So we have here the unit cost and the total cost. So if the unit cost change from the time you have ordered, you can also edit this one. Let's say, for example, for this one, it changes it to 14.50. Then automatically we can change that one, and the total cost will also compute by itself. So let's say, for example, these are the items that we are going to order from that specific supplier. We have to enter the required date. So let's say, for example, we need this item by 03/15/2020. So upon clicking save, we have to enter the explanation. So let's have a sample explanation over here and then save. And let's find that purchase order. So this is it, our sample purchase order, and we have to tag it approved so that we can use this one. So for the sample printout of our purchase order, we can print actually this one. So this is our sample purchase order. We have here the PO number, the PO date, the required date, the terms, if we have the terms, and then the name of the supplier, the items that we are ordering, and the total amount. So acknowledge PO, we have here the name of the signature, and then prepared by, checked by. So we can print this one and actually have it signed by the persons who are gonna be handling this purchase order. So let's move to our receiving items. So we have now made our purchase order. So let us receive that item. Let's say, for example, those items are actually na-receive na natin yung mga items na yun. So item in voucher or journal. So voucher if we are going to pay the items right away, and journal if you're going to pay it via accounts payable later on. So let's say, for example, we are going to pay it via, we are just going to charge it as our AP to our supplier. So let's just try to have our journal. Let's click new, inclusive, and let's just search for, so sorry, you don't have access because we have not yet selected our trans type. So for the PO, we just have to select this PO so that it will just automatically load those items that we ordered via our PO. If ever there are changes to the quantity that has arrived into our And we can also edit the quantity. Let's say, for example, only 90 pieces arrived. So let's just change it to 90, and then let's save this one. And for the accounts payable to the supplier, we'll have to encode it via our AP also. We have here our AP trade. So let's just select that one. And then the credit amount is equal to the total amount of the items that we have received. So it's 3,005. And then let's select this account and then save. So our document has successfully been added. So this will be forwarded to the manager to have it approved. So by our supervisors. So this is our receiving journal, and let's just print this one. We can print RR. So this is our sample receiving journal. We have here the RJ number, we have here the encoded by, and then we also have here the name of the supplier, and then the items, line number, the quantity, the barcode, and the description, and the total amount. So this is it. And also, we can also print the journal if ever we have if you want to print the journal for accounting purposes. This is the entry for that receiving voucher or receiving journal. So we have debit to merchandise inventory and credit to AP trade principal. Our system automatically creates journal entries for debits and credit based on the transaction that we are creating. So if ever this is correct, let us approve this one and post. Let's have it post. So the transaction has been posted. So that is our sample RR. So let's say, for example, we have to check our items if it actually is actually recorded. So let's try to find that one, the 555 sardines, and then we move here to the transactions. Just put in the cutoff date. So we have here our receiving journal that we have created earlier, and then automatically the number of quantity is also updated. So let us now proceed to the recording of our sales transactions. So to have it recorded in the system, let us access our POS module. We have here our user interface for our POS module. So we have here the summary in which we can see the in and the out of the transactions and the ending balance for cash. And then this is now our sales invoice in which we can encode our sales transaction. So to create a specific transaction, let's click new, and then if we have a barcode scanner with us, we can just simply scan the barcode, but in our case, we don't have it, so we just have to manually search for the item. So click F2 and then select the item. And also, in our iAccs 2013, this is capable for our sales and patronage. So let's tag our sales to our specific member. So let's just click F3 to search for a member. And then let's say, for example, for this one. And then click Save. But before we proceed with this transaction, as you can see in this portion, we have here the limit, which is, we can set now the credit limit for a specific member. So meaning if ever we have charge transactions or we have credit transactions, we can now set every member to have their own limit. So this way, for example, for this member, he only has 1,000 limit. So if this will exceed the available limit of 1,000, as you can see, we have here the available limit of 980, so the transaction will not proceed. So let's say, for example, for this one, let's have it in cash. So the amount is 20 pesos. Let's have it saved. And then, as you can see, the system automatically creates entries for that one, debit to cost of goods sold, credit to merchandise inventory, credit to sales, and then debit to cash in hand. So since we don't have a printer here, I'll just show you later on our sample receipt. So let's proceed to another transaction. Let's have it this time via credit or charge transaction. So once again, let us search for the client. If ever our member will buy more than one, let's just click here quantity, and then let's input the number of pieces or number of quantity that he or she will buy. So let's say for example 10 pieces, okay. And then once again, you have to manually search the item. And then this one, let's have this charge. So click the pay method or F9. So we have to select here the credit and then input the amount, the total amount, or F12 just to copy the amount. Click enter, and then it will automatically prompt you to select an SL type. So this one, AR trade. So the term is for 1 month. So let's just, if ever we have service fee, we can also include it here, and for the filing fee. So let's say for example we have 1% service charge. Then when we click OK and then save or F11, it automatically also creates our entries. So here we have cost of goods sold once again, and then instead of cash, it credited to the AR trade. So once again, we don't have a printer here, so I'm just gonna show you a sample. I'm just gonna show you a sample receipts that we have from our sample clients also. So for our charge invoice, we can see here at our charge invoice, it looks like this. So it has the signature portion so that you will have it signed by the member who availed the credit transaction. And it will also have here the name of the client, and then the name of the client, and then the TIN, and then the address. So that's for our sample charge invoice. And for our sample cash transactions, it will not have the signature portion because it's already been paid. So we have here the sales invoice, the invoice number, the user, and then the name because it's cash. We have not, for this transaction, we haven't tagged it to a specific member, so it's just say cash here, it's cash transaction. And then the description of the product, and then the amount, and then also the details of the accounting system that has been used. So our system has already been accredited with the point of sale with BIR, so we have nothing to worry about. You just have to send us your certificate of registration from BIR, and then also the serial number of your POS printer and for the hard drive of the computer that we'll be using for us to have it registered with BIR. So basically, those are the transactions that we have in our point of sale. We already have made purchase orders, receiving vouchers, receiving journals, and then we also have our sales transaction. And if ever we have sales return, we also have here we have the sales return over here. So just the same as our sales invoice process, the same with our sales return. And also, I'm going to show you some reports for our POS. We have here, let's click on the inventory. We have here the transactions. We have a sales summary report in which we can generate day to day. So this is our sample sales summary report. This one. We have here the total sales of 1,523. And then I'm just also going to show you we can also generate the X and Z reading. So, but I'm not gonna print this one because as what I mentioned earlier, we don't have a printer that I can show you. But later on, I will gonna be showing a sample X reading. Another report that we can generate from our POS is we also have here our transactions listing. So we have here all the transactions type. You just have to select all the transaction type, and then This is now our sample transaction listing. We have the transaction type, receiving, the sales invoice, and it's detailed one by one. The name of the client, the quantity, the total cost. Yeah, these are all our transactions for the day. So for our X and Z reading, I'm just going to show you an example here. On my screen, we have here the Z reading, and also we have here the X reading. So this can be generated directly from the system also. So that is for our quick POS demo, and if you have your questions with you, please ready it so that we can ask our marketing right after this video. And if you want to have additional reports, just tell our marketing team also so that they can generate some reports for you this time. So once again, thank you for watching this video, and God bless us all. Bye!